Jinger Duggar kicks off Baby Watch Week. Jinger Duggar and Jeremy Volo are approaching the arrival of their son. The Counting on Stars due date is this week, and she is enjoying time with her daughters ahead of their family dynamic changing. Her due date is in just a few days, and Jeremy's mom is already in California, spending time with Felicity and Evangeline. Jinger hasn't shared the baby's name, but that will come with footage of the birth and a recount of welcoming him on their YouTube channel. The couple has built their social media following with podcasts and family videos. Announcing the baby's name and birth details follows in the footsteps of what they've done throughout Jinger's pregnancy. Here's what we know about Jinger and Jeremy's preparations for the week ahead. Jinger Duggar shares fun kickoff for their baby watch. Jinger Duggar shared some of the fun she and Jeremy Volo had with their daughters as they kicked off Baby Watch Week. She captioned the share, kicking off Baby Watch Week with a fun-filled adventure to the Traveltown Railroad Museum. So grateful for these precious moments together before baby boy arrives. Jeremy's mom is in town and was spotted in the video shared by the Counting on Star. However, Michelle Duggar was notably missing. Jinger had previously revealed that her mom would be coming to California when her son arrives, as she has down for both her girls. When a follower asked where the Duggar matriarch was, Jinger revealed she would arrive soon. Jinger Duggar is part of the 2025 Duggar baby boom. Jinger Duggar will be the second Duggar woman to welcome a baby in 2025. Caitlin Nakatsu and Jedidiah Duggar welcomed twin girls in January. Hannah Wisman and Jessa Duggar are currently pregnant, and both women are welcoming babies later this year. There's been speculation that Jana Duggar may be pregnant after her trip to Hawaii. She was married in August, and followers are interested to see whether she will have children. Anna Duggar revealed she and Austin Forsyth want more children, so she could be expecting and welcome a baby before the year ends. Maddie Grace Jones and Jason Duggar were married in October and have yet to announce a pregnancy. However, there are rumblings the couple plans to wait a bit before starting a family. The current focus is on Jinger Duggar and the upcoming birth of her first son. Over time, shifts within the family dynamic have led many to speculate about whether Anna remains as close to her siblings as she once appeared to be. While there's no official confirmation from Anna herself regarding strained relationships or distance between her and her brothers and sisters, subtle hints scattered across social media posts, public appearances, and interviews suggest that their connections may not be as strong as they were during the height of their fame. One factor contributing to this perceived distance is geography. After marrying Austin Forsyth in 2017, Anna settled into married life far away from her parents' home in Arkansas. The couple resides in Missouri, which places physical barriers between her and many of her siblings who still live closer to their childhood home. Distance can naturally affect familial bonds, especially when regular visits become less frequent due to busy schedules and growing families. For instance, while some of Anna's siblings continue to reside near their parents, making it easier for them to gather for holidays and special occasions, Anna's location makes such gatherings more challenging to coordinate. This geographical separation could explain why she seems less visible in group photos or updates shared by other members of the Duggar clan on social media platforms like Instagram. Another potential reason for any perceived estrangement lies in lifestyle differences. As each sibling grows older and starts their own family, individual priorities inevitably shift. Some of Anna's siblings have embraced careers outside of traditional homemaking roles, pursuing paths ranging from entrepreneurship to ministry work. Meanwhile, Anna has largely focused on raising her children and maintaining a quieter, faith-centered existence with Austin. These diverging life choices might make it harder for her to relate to certain siblings whose day-to-day lives differ significantly from hers. Additionally, cultural expectations surrounding gender roles and parenting styles, topics that tend to vary widely even among large families, could further complicate how closely aligned Joanna feels with some of her siblings at this stage of life. Social media also plays an intriguing role in shaping perceptions of Joanna's relationship with her siblings. Platforms like Instagram offer glimpses into personal lives, but are inherently curated spaces where users selectively share moments they want others to see. Followers of the Duggars might notice that Joanna doesn't frequently interact with her siblings online through comments or tags, compared to other family members. Similarly, when siblings post pictures featuring multiple Duggar kids, Joanna isn't always included. While absence from these digital interactions doesn't necessarily mean real-world disconnection, it does contribute to speculation about her level of involvement in family activities. It's worth noting, however, that not all familial closeness needs to be broadcast publicly. Private bonds often exist beyond what audiences observe on social feeds. Religious beliefs and practices add another layer of complexity to understanding Joanna's current ties with her siblings. The Duggars are known for adhering to strict Christian values, including modesty, courtship rather than dating, and homeschooling. Yet, interpretations of these principles can evolve over time, particularly as individuals mature and form independent households. If Joanna's spiritual convictions align differently now than those of some of her siblings, or if disagreements arise concerning religious teachings, it could create rifts that aren't immediately apparent to outsiders. Faith-based conflicts within families, though deeply personal, can sometimes lead to emotional distance without being openly discussed. Parental dynamics also play a crucial role in sibling relationships. Jim Bob and Michelle Duggar have always emphasized the importance of keeping their large brood united under shared traditions and unwavering support. However, as the children grow and start navigating adulthood independently, parental influence may wane slightly. In cases where parents take sides during disputes or favor particular offspring based on behavior or decisions, tensions can arise among siblings. There hasn't been explicit evidence suggesting such favoritism within the Duggar household, but it's a common issue in families of all sizes and structures. If Joanna ever found herself feeling overlooked or misunderstood by her parents relative to her siblings, it could impact how connected she feels to the rest of the family. Public controversies involving various Duggar siblings cannot be ignored when examining Joanna's position within the family. Over the years, several high-profile scandals, including allegations of misconduct and legal troubles, have rocked the Duggar name. How each sibling responds to these incidents varies greatly, depending on their personalities, perspectives, and proximity to the individuals involved. If Joanna chose to distance herself emotionally or physically from siblings embroiled in controversy, it would reflect a natural desire to protect her own reputation and well-being. Conversely, standing firmly by troubled relatives, despite external judgment, requires immense loyalty, something that might strain her relationships with other family members who adopt different stances. Marriage itself introduces new dimensions to sibling dynamics. When someone marries into a family, loyalties expand beyond blood relations to include a spouse and eventually children. Joanna's union with Austin Forsyth undoubtedly brought fresh influences into her life, reshaping her daily routines and priorities. Balancing obligations to both her birth family and her immediate household isn't always straightforward, especially given the demands of parenthood. Her 4 young children require significant attention, leaving limited bandwidth for extended family engagements. Moreover, spousal preferences regarding how much time should be spent with in-laws versus biological relatives can sway decisions about participation in family events or vacations. The evolving nature of reality television adds yet another wrinkle to Joanna's story. Once a staple of TLC programming, the Duggars captured America's fascination with their unique way of life. However, as interest waned and spin-offs emerged, the original family unit fractured somewhat under the pressure of maintaining relevance. Shows like Counting on allowed select siblings to step into starring roles while sidelining others. If Joanna felt marginalized by production choices or uncomfortable with continued exposure, opting out of future projects might have inadvertently distanced her from siblings eager to remain in the limelight. Reality TV contracts and creative control battles occasionally breed resentment among cast members, further complicating already delicate sibling relationships. Despite these factors potentially influencing Joanna's connection to her siblings, it's essential to approach such discussions with caution. Speculation about celebrity families often amplifies minor details into major narratives, ignoring the nuanced realities of human interaction. Just because Joanna appears less active in public displays of sibling camaraderie doesn't definitively prove alienation. Families experience ebbs and flows in closeness throughout lifetimes, shaped by countless variables beyond public scrutiny. What looks like detachment to outsiders might simply represent quieter forms of affection or practical adjustments necessitated by adult responsibilities. In conclusion, while evidence suggests that Anna Duggar may not engage as actively with her siblings today as she did during her youth, pinpointing exact reasons remains speculative. Geographical distance, lifestyle divergence, social media portrayals, religious considerations, parental dynamics, public controversies, marital commitments, and entertainment industry pressures all intertwined to shape her current familial landscape. Whether intentional or circumstantial, any perceived gaps in her sibling relationships likely reflect broader truths about navigating adulthood within expansive, highly visible families. Ultimately, only Joanna and her loved ones truly understand the depth and quality of their bonds, a reminder that surface observations rarely capture the full picture of complex interpersonal dynamics. Jinger Duggar began carving out her own path, one that diverged significantly from the rigid framework imposed by her childhood. In 2016, she married Jeremy Vullo, a former professional soccer player turned pastor, marking what many saw as the start of her transformation. While still deeply rooted in faith, their union signaled a shift toward independence, allowing Jinger to explore aspects of life beyond the confines of her family's structure. This newfound autonomy became even more apparent when the couple relocated to Texas, putting physical distance between them and the Arkansas-based Duggars. With this move came subtle yet meaningful changes in Jinger's appearance and demeanor, a departure from the long skirts and perfectly coiffed hairstyles synonymous with her past. The evolution didn't stop there. As Jinger stepped further into adulthood, she started sharing glimpses of her life on social media platforms like Instagram, offering followers a window into her day-to-day experiences as a wife, mother, and woman navigating her identity outside her family's shadow. These posts often revealed a softer, more relatable side of Jinger, one that contrasted sharply with the polished persona viewers had grown accustomed to seeing on television. Whether it was candid photos of her children or musings about faith and self-discovery, Jinger's online presence painted a picture of someone eager to embrace authenticity while maintaining ties to her spiritual roots. Yet, despite her efforts to chart her own course, Jinger remains tethered to her family legacy. The Duggars continue to be a polarizing topic in popular culture, with their staunch adherence to patriarchal norms and frequent controversies keeping them at the forefront of public discourse. For some, Jinger represents hope, a symbol of breaking free from restrictive ideologies without abandoning core convictions. For others, her choices are seen as a direct challenge to the very foundation upon which her family built its reputation. Regardless of perspective, one thing is clear: Jinger Duggar's story is far from static. It's a narrative of growth, reinvention, and resilience, a testament to the complexities of balancing loyalty to one's origins with the pursuit of individuality. Recently, Jinger Duggar shared a seemingly innocuous photo on her Instagram account that quickly ignited waves of speculation among her followers. The image featured her posing alongside a cherished childhood fashion staple, a denim jumper, a garment emblematic of her upbringing within the Duggar household. At first glance, the post appeared nostalgic, a simple nod to simpler times. However, keen-eyed fans were quick to interpret deeper meanings behind the choice of attire. Comment sections flooded with observations pointing out the stark contrast between Jinger's current style and the conservative outfits she wore during her days on *19 Kids and counting*. Many remarked on how the jumper seemed deliberately styled to evoke memories of her past, yet juxtaposed against her modern aesthetic. It hinted at something more subversive. Social media buzzed with theories suggesting that Jinger might be using this photo as a silent critique of her family's stringent dress code. One fan commented, "She's definitely slamming her family with this throwback look," while another added, "This feels like a statement about freedom." Such interpretations stemmed not just from the clothing itself, but also from Jinger's confident posture and radiant smile in the photograph, elements perceived as symbolic of her liberation from the constraints of her youth. To those familiar with her journey, the image read less as a tribute and more as a bold declaration of her personal evolution. Adding fuel to the fire were captions accompanying similar posts where Jinger reflected on themes of growth and transformation. Though never explicitly critical of her family, her words resonated with audiences who have watched her navigate the delicate balance between honoring her heritage and forging her own identity. Phrases like embracing change and finding joy in every season of life took on new significance when paired with visuals steeped in nostalgia. Fans dissected each detail, from the way the denim fabric draped over her frame to the absence of any overtly modest accessories typically associated with her earlier years. Every element seemed calculated, sparking debates over whether Jinger intended this as a subtle jab at her family's traditionalist ideals, or if her intentions were purely sentimental. Critics, however, urged caution against reading too much into the post. Some argued that Jinger's decision to wear the jumper could simply reflect her fondness for certain aspects of her upbringing, rather than a veiled critique. They pointed out that many people revisit pieces of their past without necessarily assigning negative connotations to them. Nevertheless, the prevailing sentiment leaned heavily toward viewing the photo as a deliberate act of defiance, a quiet but powerful acknowledgement of how far she has come since leaving the structured environment of her childhood home. Whether intentional or coincidental, the ripple effect of this single image underscored the ongoing fascination with Jinger's story and her ability to spark conversations around themes of tradition, rebellion, and reinvention. Amidst the swirling commentary surrounding Jinger Duggar's recent photo, opinions have been sharply divided, painting a complex tapestry of reactions from fans and critics alike. On one side, supporters applaud Jinger for what they perceive as a courageous nod to her past, while simultaneously asserting her independence. For many, the juxtaposition of her current confident demeanor against the backdrop of her childhood uniform serves as a powerful metaphor for her personal growth. One fan expressed admiration, stating, "It takes guts to wear something so symbolic of your old life and turn it into a celebration of your new one. She's owning her journey." Others echoed similar sentiments, lauding Jinger's ability to honor her roots without being confined by them. "She's showing us that you can respect where you came from while still choosing your own path," another commenter wrote, highlighting the nuanced approach Jinger seems to take in navigating her relationship with her family's legacy. Conversely, detractors argue that such interpretations may be overly generous, suggesting instead that Jinger's actions inadvertently perpetuate harmful stereotypes about her upbringing. Some critics view the photo as a performative gesture, questioning whether it truly reflects introspection or merely caters to public curiosity. A vocal opponent remarked, "Is this really about empowerment, or is she just playing into the narrative everyone expects? It feels shallow." Others raised concerns about the broader implications of framing her stylistic choices as acts of rebellion, arguing that doing so risks oversimplifying the deep cultural and familial dynamics at play. Reducing her entire journey to a piece of clothing undermines the complexity of her experience, one critic noted, urging a more thoughtful examination of how Jinger's decisions intersect with larger societal narratives about conformity and autonomy. Despite these opposing viewpoints, there is a notable consensus regarding the underlying message conveyed through Jinger's post: her undeniable influence as a public figure navigating questions of identity and tradition. Both sides acknowledge that her actions carry weight, whether intentional or not, shaping perceptions of what it means to evolve beyond one's origins. Supporters see her as a beacon of hope for those seeking to break free from restrictive environments, while skeptics caution against romanticizing her journey without considering its potential pitfalls. Ultimately, the debate underscores the enduring fascination with Jinger's story, a testament to her role as both the product of her upbringing and an agent of change within it. As the conversation around Jinger Duggar's photo continues to unfold, it becomes increasingly clear that her decision to don a denim jumper carries broader cultural implications beyond her personal narrative. Fashion has long served as a medium for self-expression, and in this instance, Jinger's choice of attire functions as a visual dialogue about tradition, identity, and societal expectations. By revisiting a garment emblematic of her upbringing, she taps into a universal theme: the tension between honoring one's roots and embracing individuality. This duality resonates deeply in a society where many grapple with reconciling inherited values with modern sensibilities. Her photo invites reflection on how clothing can serve as both a marker of conformity and a tool for liberation, a concept that transcends her specific circumstances and speaks to wider struggles faced by individuals navigating complex cultural landscapes. Moreover, Jinger's post amplifies ongoing discussions about the intersection of faith, family, and feminism within conservative communities. Her journey mirrors the stories of countless women who seek to redefine their roles without entirely severing ties to their heritage. In wearing the denim jumper, she challenges the rigid binaries often imposed by traditionalist frameworks, subtly suggesting that progress doesn't necessitate rejection, but rather reinterpretation. This nuanced stance adds depth to contemporary debates about female agency within patriarchal structures, offering a model of empowerment that prioritizes balance over division. Critics may question whether her actions are performative, but the very act of engaging with such critiques highlights the importance of visibility in fostering meaningful dialogue. Ultimately, Jinger's photo underscores the power of symbolism in storytelling. It reminds us that even the simplest sartorial choices can carry profound meaning, sparking conversations that extend far beyond individual lives. Whether viewed as a bold statement or a nostalgic nod, her image serves as a catalyst for examining the ways we navigate tradition and transformation, a timely reminder of the complexities inherent in forging one's own path. One of the most significant involves Jana Duggar, the eldest son. Over the years, allegations involving his past behavior have cast a shadow over not only his life, but also those closest to him, including his wife, Anna Duggar, née Keller, and their children. Recently, rumors have surfaced suggesting that Josh is no longer allowed to communicate with Anna, a development that raises questions about trust, accountability, and the future of their marriage. To understand the gravity of this situation, it's essential to first examine the foundation upon which the Duggar family built their lives. The Duggars are devout members of an independent Baptist church and adhere strictly to patriarchal values, emphasizing modesty, courtship rather than dating, and unwavering commitment to God. These principles guided every aspect of their public persona, from how they dressed to how they raised their children. For many fans, the Duggars represented a nostalgic ideal of wholesome family life, rooted in tradition and faith. Josh Duggar was once viewed as the paragon of these ideals. As the firstborn child, he took on leadership responsibilities within the family early in life. He appeared confident, charismatic, and deeply committed to his parents' teachings. When he married Anna Keller in 2008, after a traditional courtship, their union seemed like a perfect reflection of everything the Duggars stood for. Together, they had 6 children, continuing the legacy of building a large, faith-centered family. However, cracks began to form beneath the surface when disturbing revelations about Josh's past came to light. In 2015, reports emerged that he had molested 5 underage girls, including 4 of his sisters, during his teenage years. This shocking news sent shockwaves through both the Duggar fanbase and the broader public. While his parents initially defended him by framing the incidents as youthful mistakes that were addressed through counseling, others saw them as indicative of deeper issues. The scandal surrounding Josh Duggar's misconduct had far-reaching consequences. It tarnished the Duggar family's reputation, leading to widespread criticism and skepticism about their parenting methods and religious beliefs. Many questioned whether the strict environment they fostered contributed to such behavior, or if it simply failed to prevent it. Despite attempts to move forward, the shadow of these allegations loomed large over the family. For Josh and Anna, the fallout was particularly challenging. They faced immense pressure from all sides: fans who felt betrayed, critics who demanded accountability, and even fellow members of their community who struggled to reconcile their actions with their professed faith. Yet, despite the turmoil, the couple remained together, presenting a united front. They continued to appear on television, participate in interviews, and maintain their roles as devoted parents. That unity, however, may now be under strain. Recent whispers suggest that Anna has taken drastic measures to protect herself and her children by cutting off communication with Josh entirely. If true, this decision would mark a seismic shift in their relationship, one that reflects not just personal struggles, but also broader societal debates about redemption, forgiveness, and the limits of loyalty. While neither Josh nor Anna has publicly confirmed or denied these rumors, several factors could explain why she might choose to sever ties. First and foremost is the issue of safety. Although Josh served no jail time for his past actions and completed counseling as part of a plea agreement, concerns about recidivism persist. For Anna, ensuring the well-being of her children likely takes precedence over any lingering affection for her husband. By limiting his access, she can create a safer and more stable environment for her family. Secondly, there's the matter of trust. Relationships require mutual respect and honesty, qualities that may have been compromised given the nature of Josh's offenses. Even if Anna forgave him initially, ongoing challenges, such as legal troubles, media scrutiny, or emotional distance, could erode that forgiveness over time. Cutting off communication might be seen as a way to establish boundaries and reclaim control over her life. Finally, external pressures cannot be ignored. As a public figure tied to a controversial family, Anna faces constant judgment from both supporters and detractors. Some may argue that staying with Josh makes her complicit in his actions, while others believe leaving him goes against their shared religious convictions. Navigating these competing expectations is undoubtedly difficult, and choosing separation might represent her attempt to find peace amidst the chaos. The alleged rift between Josh and Anna highlights a tension at the heart of discussions about abuse and reconciliation. On one hand, many advocate for second chances, emphasizing the importance of forgiveness and transformation. From this perspective, Josh's efforts to rebuild his life, through therapy, entrepreneurship, and fatherhood, are commendable, and Anna's support could be seen as a testament to love and grace. On the other hand, critics argue that prioritizing redemption sometimes comes at the expense of accountability. Allowing someone accused of harmful behavior to reintegrate into society without sufficient safeguards risks perpetuating cycles of harm. In cases like Josh's, where victims include minors, the stakes are especially high. Anna's potential decision to distance herself could signal a recognition of these complexities, acknowledging that unconditional forgiveness must coexist with practical considerations for safety and justice. This debate extends beyond the Duggar family, touching on larger cultural conversations about how we treat individuals who commit serious transgressions. Should they be given opportunities to change, or do their actions permanently define them? And what role should loved ones play in holding them accountable? There are no easy answers, but the choices made by people like Anna offer valuable insights into navigating these dilemmas. Regardless of the reasons behind Anna's alleged decision, the impact on their children cannot be overstated. Growing up in the spotlight already presents unique challenges, but doing so amid allegations of abuse adds another layer of complexity. Depending on their ages and levels of awareness, the kids may struggle to process conflicting narratives about their father. Are they meant to view him as a loving parent who made mistakes, or as someone whose actions warrant caution and distance? Moreover, the absence of consistent parental involvement can leave lasting emotional scars. If Josh is indeed restricted from communicating with Anna and their children, it will inevitably shape their understanding of relationships, trust, and forgiveness. How Anna chooses to frame this situation, as a necessary step for protection, or as a consequence of irreparable harm, will significantly influence how they perceive their father moving forward. If the rumors prove accurate, the next chapter for Josh and Anna remains uncertain. Will this separation lead to divorce, or will they eventually reconcile? How will the Duggar family respond, given their emphasis on marital permanence? And perhaps most importantly, how will Josh address the patterns of behavior that led to this point? One possibility is that Josh will use this moment as an opportunity for genuine self-reflection and growth, acknowledging the pain he has caused, not just to his victims, but also to his wife and children, is a crucial first step toward healing. Engaging in intensive therapy, seeking guidance from trusted mentors, and demonstrating consistent change could help restore some measure of trust and credibility. For Anna, the road ahead may involve finding balance between protecting her family and honoring her own needs. Whether she pursues independence, explores new career opportunities, or leans on her support network, her journey will serve as a powerful reminder of resilience in the face of adversity. Ultimately, the story of Josh and Anna Duggar underscores the complexities of human relationships and the ways in which our choices ripple outward, affecting not only ourselves, but also those we care about most. While their saga continues to unfold, it invites us to reflect on the values we hold dear and the paths we take when confronted with difficult truth. Stephen Wisman stood tall, his broad shoulders squared with pride as he held Jana Duggar's hand tightly in his. The soft hum of conversation buzzed around them, mingling with the distant clatter of machinery and the occasional whistle of a vintage train at the Old Threshers Reunion Festival. It was a place steeped in history, where families gathered to celebrate simpler times and shared traditions. For Stephen and Jana, it felt like the perfect setting to introduce their new life together to the world. 2 weeks earlier, they had exchanged vows in an intimate ceremony surrounded by close family and friends. Their wedding day had been filled with laughter, tears, and heartfelt promises that marked the beginning of their journey as husband and wife. Now, standing amidst the vibrant energy of the festival, Stephen couldn't help but feel a deep sense of gratitude for the woman beside him, the woman who had become not just his partner, but also his greatest source of joy. Jana radiated warmth, her smile lighting up the space around her as she greeted people warmly. Her long blonde hair caught the sunlight, framing her face perfectly. She wore a floral sundress that seemed both timeless and modern, embodying the spirit of the event itself. Despite being one of the most recognized members of the Duggar family, from *19 kids and counting *, Jana carried herself with humility and grace, making everyone she met feel valued and appreciated. As they walked through the grounds, Stephen couldn't resist stealing glances at Jana. He marveled at how seamlessly she fit into his life, bringing balance and love to every corner of it. "This is my wife," he said proudly whenever someone asked about her. Each time the words left his lips, they carried a weight of meaning, a declaration of love, commitment, and unity. The couple paused near a display of antique tractors, drawing curious onlookers who wanted to learn more about this union between two seemingly different worlds. Stephen, known for his down-to-earth demeanor and strong work ethic, came from a background rooted in farming and community service. Meanwhile, Jana grew up in the spotlight as part of the well-known Duggar clan, famous for their reality TV show and conservative Christian values. While some might see these differences as potential challenges, Stephen and Jana viewed them as opportunities to grow together and create something uniquely theirs. Stephen leaned closer to Jana, wrapping an arm protectively around her waist. "I'm so glad we decided to come here today," he murmured softly, his voice carrying only to her ears. "It feels right, like we're starting our story exactly where we're meant to be." Jana nodded, her eyes sparkling with emotion. "Me too," she replied, leaning into him slightly. "There's something special about sharing this moment with all these people. They don't know us yet, but I can already tell they'll be part of our story somehow." Their presence at the Old Threshers reunion wasn't planned lightly. Both Stephen and Jana understood the significance of introducing themselves as a married couple in such a public way. This wasn't just any gathering. It was a celebration of heritage, hard work, and family ties, values that resonated deeply with both of them. By choosing this venue, they hoped to honor those ideals while inviting others to witness the start of their own legacy. Throughout the afternoon, Stephen introduced Jana to countless acquaintances, each introduction brimming with affection and respect. "This is Jana," he would say, his tone unwaveringly confident. "She's my wife now." And each time, Jana would extend her hand or offer a warm hug, instantly putting strangers at ease. One elderly gentleman approached them, his weathered face breaking into a grin. "Well, aren't you two a sight for sore eyes?" he chuckled, shaking Stephen's hand before turning to Jana. "You picked yourself a good one here, missy. He's got a heart as big as this field." Jana laughed lightly, her cheeks flushing with delight. "Thank you," she responded sincerely. "And I think I'm the lucky one. Stephen has been nothing short of amazing since the day I met him." Moments like these reinforced why they chose to share their happiness publicly. Every interaction reminded them of the beauty found in connection, the simple act of meeting someone new and finding common ground. Whether discussing their favorite aspects of the festival or reminiscing about childhood memories tied to similar events, Stephen and Jana discovered that their bond only grew stronger when shared with others. By late afternoon, the sun hung low in the sky, casting golden hues across the landscape. Couples strolled hand in hand, children chased after one another, and the air smelled faintly of popcorn and freshly cut grass. Stephen and Jana found themselves seated on a wooden bench beneath a sprawling oak tree, taking a brief respite from the day's activities. "This has been incredible," Stephen admitted, tilting his head back to look at the branches swaying gently above them. "I never imagined introducing you to everyone would feel so natural." Jana rested her head on his shoulder, contentment washing over her. "It's because it is natural," she replied softly. "We belong together, Stephen. Everywhere we go, no matter who we meet, that truth will always shine through." He kissed the top of her head, his heart swelling with emotion. In that quiet moment, surrounded by the sounds of nature and the echoes of human connection, Stephen realized something profound. Marriage wasn't just about building a life with someone, it was about creating a foundation strong enough to withstand anything life threw their way. Later that evening, as fireworks lit up the night sky in brilliant bursts of color, Stephen and Jana stood side by side, their fingers intertwined. The crowd erupted in cheers, but for the newlyweds, the real magic lay in the simplicity of the moment. Here they were, two individuals from vastly different backgrounds, united by love, and standing firmly on the threshold of their future. "I love you, Jana," Stephen whispered, pulling her close as the final firework faded into darkness. "I love you too, Stephen," she answered, her voice steady and sure, more than words could ever say. And as they walked away from the festivities, ready to embark on whatever adventures awaited them, Stephen Wisman knew without a doubt that he had made the best decision of his life when he chose to call Jana Duggar his wife. Over the next few days, images and stories from the Old Threshers reunion began circulating online, capturing glimpses of Stephen and Jana's joyful introductions. Fans of the Duggar family expressed excitement and support for the newlyweds, many noting how radiant Jana appeared alongside Stephen. Social media posts flooded with comments praising their evident chemistry and mutual admiration. For Stephen and Jana, however, the true measure of success wasn't in the likes or shares. It was in the genuine connections they forged during their first outing as a married couple. From the kind words of strangers to the shared smiles of fellow festival goers, they found affirmation that their decision to embrace this chapter of their lives openly was worthwhile. As they settled into their routine back home, memories of the Old Threshers reunion lingered fondly. They served as reminders of the power of authenticity, the importance of community, and the beauty of love that transcends boundaries. Stephen and Jana looked forward to many more moments like these, moments where they could stand proudly together, introducing themselves not just as husband and wife, but as partners committed to building a life rooted in faith, family, and friendship. In the end, their appearance at the festival wasn't just about making introductions. It was about laying the groundwork for a lifetime of shared experiences. With every handshake, every smile, and every heartfelt conversation, Stephen Wisman and Jana Duggar proved that their love story was only just beginning, and that the best chapters were yet to come.